This is Paul Andelin at Goodparla Land and Cattle. He's going to explain to us why his meat is so exceptional.
Well, I think it has to do with the way the cattle are raised. So they're raised on pasture during their whole lives as opposed to a feedlot. We do give them some supplemental feed, usually corn, usually after weaning. Weaning is usually around 7 months of age. And sometimes we'll actually feed them a little corn through what's called a creep feeder. It means they can, while they're still nursing, they can get in where they go through a kind of a narrow area where they can get a little extra feed that their mothers can't get to help them as they get ready to wean, to get off the mother's milk. It's real interesting how the mothers actually the calves actually need mothering. If you take a calf and just bottle feed it, they don't do as well. The mothers groom them and they teach them in their own way about what kind of plants are the best to eat. They have some way of kind of walking along with them and teaching as they go nuzzle to nuzzle and so forth. But to get back to the question why the beef is good, I think a lot of it has to do with how it's raised, how we feed them, and actually what the processing time is. Because as opposed to cattle where you get them to a much heavier weight, like 1,300 or 1,400 pounds, at an older age, these are processed at a younger age, more like when they're about a year old, more or less, sometimes even a little younger. And so the actual steaks are smaller. So the meat's really lean, and also tenderness is highly correlated with youth. So a young animal has less certain fibers in the meat that cause it to be chewy. Also, these fibers in the meat that cause it to be chewy in a young animal, they're more heat labile, so when they're cooked, they tend to sort of dissolve better, so the meat's not as chewy. So that's one thing I think you'll really notice is the meat is really tender. Now,